reminiscible here. That is a Canadian salute, or from the right. We're going to talk a little bit about Donald Trump and how he became a populist and what a populist is. A populist is basically someone who believes that the government should prioritize representing the people and looking out for the people's interests rather than prioritizing the elite, the financial elite, the corporations in this case, and looking after the elite's interests. You could also include like really powerful politicians, organizations, even the military, right? But the point is the elite, the better than 1% in terms of financial power. And I'm just going to read it out. At its root, populism is a belief in the power of regular people and in their right to have control over their government rather than a small group of political insiders or a wealthy elite. We're talking about wealthy elite in this case. The word populism comes from the Latin word populus. Supports the doctrine that supports the rights and powers of the common people in their struggle against the privileged elite. All right, so we're gonna talk a little bit about how Donald Trump became a populist. Now, in regards to fascism, yeah, it's a bad thing, but in regards to people gaining representation from the government that is supposed to represent them, populism is a good thing. And the 2016 US elections were definitely a populist vote. In my opinion, that's clearly why Trump won the election. I quote from Young Turks, the proletariat wanted to throw a brick through the establishment window. That's paraphrasing. Okay, by the beginning of 2015, Trump has skip. We didn't think we were going to win. All right. They wanted this Zwick guy, Zwick. Trump has started out with a tiny political team composed mostly of misfits and mini Trumps. Sounds like what he has still. Stone, Cohen, Nunberg, and the newly hired Corey Lewandowski. But he wanted his campaign operation to be so impressive looking that no one could doubt his seriousness. One early top priority was to hire Spencer Zwick, the square-jawed fundraising wonderkind who had masterminded Mitt Romney's campaign finance operation in 2012. Zwick had been wooed, courted, and begged by every prospective candidate in the 2016 field, and he had politely turned down every offer, but Trump was confident that he could change his mind. This article is by McKay Coppins called, oh my gosh, swear words. Keep it PC. Politically correct. Also known as Pentium computer, or a personal computer. If I still had a Pentium, that would be worrisome. Trump was confident he could change his mind. He periodically invited Zwick to his 26th floor office in the Trump Tower. The setting was decidedly un-Romneysian, according to people familiar with the meetings. Leggy women in high heels tottered in and out of the room. Sometimes a flat screen tuned into Fox News would catch Trump's eye and prompt him to bark out a bit of Twitter dictation to an assistant. Didn't he get banned from using Twitter for a few weeks because he was just making such bad posts? People were like, oh god, this guy's horrible. So anyway, he has his Twitter back. In one meeting, Trump emphatically reminded Zwick of his vast fortune. I'm really rich, you know that? Trump said. Yeah, I know that, Zwick replied. The people who work for me are really rich too. Okay. I can make your business big overnight. Zwick, who co-founded a $700 million, oh my god, private equity firm, was not exactly that's in the world of true life titans of industry that Zwick ran in. Trump was generally viewed as little more than a TV personality. I think I'm waking up my housemates. A performer playing the part of a boardroom chieftain, and not all that convincingly. What's more, Trump seemed to lack even a basic grasp of the political fundraising process, such as the difference between super PACs and campaigns. I don't know the difference either. I think the campaign is where you finance for yourself, your campaign, you're advertising yourself, and super PAC is where you advertise against stuff, and I don't know what a super PAC is either. I'm sorry. You can run against, talk about how other politicians are bad, I think, or make deals with stuff. Okay, let's actually be a little bit informative. A type of committee that raises unlimited sums of money from corporations, unions, and individuals, but is not permitted to contribute or coordinate directly with parties or candidates. Okay, now I know what a super PAC is. For a while, Zwick, whose professional life relied on a policy of never burning bridges, found ways to escape from these Trump Tower meetings without flatly rejecting him. But eventually, one day, the master deal-maker went in for the close. "Can I count on you to come raise money for us?" Trump asked. I always get that. "Can I count on you to come raise money for us?" Trump asked. Put on the spot, Zwick tried to ad-lib a way out. "I don't know why you're raising money at all," he tried, musing that in 2012 he'd always regretted how much time Romney had to spend smoozing fat cat donors. Zwick proposed that Trump forget all about raising money for a while and come out really hard and strong with a pledge that he wouldn't waste any time on the campaign trail sucking up to donors. Trump was enthusiastic. "That's a great idea!" Trump's tirades against the donor puppets would become one of the most compelling elements of his primary campaign message. Reminiscible out.